Y'all are blowing my mind. I had no idea that all the joint injuries I had as a teen that started my mental health issues could have had anything to do with my shitting and period problems. Retrospectively, this feels so dumb, but no doctors ever mentioned this to me. My whole life ended when I was 14 because my dream purpose goal of being on this planet was to be a dancer on a cruise ship for a living so that I could sail the fuck away from my crazy toxic family. So from the ages of 7 on, I was in dance class as much as I could after school every day of the week, so I did not have to be there. But from the ages of 13 on, I kept getting knee and back injuries over and over and over and was in the hospital over and over and over. And for a year, no doctor, physiotherapist, MRI, or T3 medication could stop it or figure it out, so I had to quit dance. I used to sit and watch. That was fucked up. And that's when I developed severe depression because I just had to sit with my crazy toxic family and I had no way to escape it anymore and I had no reason. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So as it went on, because I got my period at 13, so it started getting worse and worse and worse. So then I'm also going in from like 15 on for bowel issues, period pain. They're doing lower back. They're doing ultrasounds. Straightening of the lumbar curvature could be due to muscle spasms at 15 years old. Small amount of free fluid in the posterior cul-de-sac, 16 years old. And no one thought that all these mental health, period, bowel, and joint issues could possibly have anything to do with each other. They only focused on the mental health issues. But the reason I developed mental health issues is because I could not dance anymore because my body failed me. I didn't participate in any high school gym class. I wore braces. I could barely walk. Like, I couldn't run. The reason I don't have knee and back issues anymore is because I stopped doing physical exercise. When I was 11, I used to go lane swimming with my dad once a week, and eventually it started to hurt my elbows. And still to this day, if I swim too much, it'll hurt my elbows. They told me when I went in for that when I was 11 that it was just tennis elbow from overworking it. And my dad got tennis elbow, so he was just like, yeah. So contusions of the knee meniscus and decreased cartilage in my lower back was just from me trying to do the normal physical activity other children did. When I was 14, 15, 16, 27, they've told me the reason that I'm in all this pain all the time is because of the mental health problems. But the pain became before the mental health problems. Like, why is a 15-year-old coming in for chronic lower abdominal and lower back pain? So much so that it's showing that it's straightening out my spine due to muscle spasms. And they were just like, have you ever heard of Tylenol and codeine? I went on birth control after birth control and antidepressant after antidepressant. And everyone just acted like I was an angsty, dramatic teenager. I dropped out of school 3 times and went into an institution for 6 months. Doctors keep saying, well, why are you worse now? Probably because that's what happens when something goes untreated. For the last 7 years, my whole personality has been diarrhea and mental health. But for the 7 before that, I was like knee injury girl. All my therapy and shit was just accepting the fact that I couldn't be a dancer because I blew up my knees. Anytime I wanted to, it was all about that. It was because I was in so much pain that I was like, I'm out of here. I can't do this. I have no purpose, blah, blah, blah. And then as I grew up, I think I was like 18 when I accepted, okay, I just won't try to do any physical activity, and it worked. And for the last 7-8 years, I haven't had any fucking joint pain. Unless, I won't catch me wearing heels. I can't stand up. Like, if you go to a hotel that has like real stone floors in the bathroom, Lord, that shit'll blow my knees and back out. If I have to hike up a motherfucking mountain in order to do a photo shoot, literally shoot me. But I'll get the job done if it's for the shot. But you won't catch me doing physical activity because, you know, but I am like, that's also bad for you. Like, I do have muscle atrophy. But I'm kind of just kicking myself that I didn't realize this sooner, because I remember when the head gastroenterologist at the U of A came to my bedside and said, okay, Jessica, your mind and your gut are connected. And I just thought that was the dumbest fucking thing I'd ever heard, because I was like, no shit. Look it. You can see. We know that everyone's body parts are connected. Obviously, one body part influences the other. We do not, the mechanical model of healthcare where you view a human body like car parts that could possibly have no impact on each other doesn't make any sense. You're sending me to a knee specialist who says nothing's wrong with my knee, or you're sending me to a GI who says nothing's wrong with my GI, but my GI could be attached to my knee problem, and I actually need to go see a geneticist, or what is it called, a rheumatologist. I had no fucking clue. And y'all have been saying it in my comment sections for a while. Hypermobility, hypermobility, hypermobility. I'm like, no, I'm just flexible because I'm a dancer. That's why. I also used to like sit in the splits in my bed all night because I was bored when I was trying to sleep, but I wasn't allowed to leave my room or turn on the radio because my dad would get mad. So I just stretched all night and learned to do this, but I couldn't do it on this and to whistle. Fuck. I didn't do a good job. Fuck. Okay, now we're coming to it. See, those sleepless nights. That's another thing. Did anyone else have this as a kid? It was Selena Zerny's birthday party in the 3rd grade. I'll never forget it. And we were all laying down in our sleeping bags. And the girls were like, good night. And they laid down and they shut their eyes. All of them. And I was looking at them like, what the fuck are you doing? And that was the day I learned that in order to fall asleep, people pretend they're already sleeping. Because up until that point, me falling asleep has been laying there with my eyes open until eventually my brain like just turns off and I like pass out. How did I not know that was a thing? Did anybody else have sleep problems? I haven't even looked that up yet. Hypermobility is the most common. Fatigue is a common symptom in patients with EDS and is associated with poor sleep, greater psychological distress, and sleep disruption. Why can't people with EDS sleep? The autonomic nervous system is not functioning properly in patients with hypermobile EDS. Moreover, many patients experiencing chronic pain and fatigue, which may cause sleep disturbances or make it more difficult to get enough restful sleep. I've never thought of this. That my shitty knees and back, like, I feel dumb. I know it's not my responsibility to know these things, and like I've been supposed to trust doctors, but how when I was a teenager did no one, and how did I not think? Because I was told my whole life it was due to working them too much. And I knew that didn't make any fucking sense, because I wasn't doing anything different than anybody else. Yo, the gaslighting, I know people think that's like a fucking, just a popular word, but this is the literal definition. You were telling me my experience was not real and telling me I'm crazy for it, and I have documented proof of it.